So I was researching some laptops, trying to get me a 2-in-1. I decided I didn't want my MacBook Pro anymore. I just got so tired of the dongles and all of the extra stuff that you needed in order to make this device work on its own. And I realized when it comes to looking up expensive laptops, expensive 2-in-1s, it's hard to find something you need. These devices are extremely expensive, and a lot of these YouTubers just can't afford to buy everything to review for you. So today I have the Yoga 920. This is the 4K model, 13.9 inch. I got some specs for the nerds over here on the side of it. I have an i7 8th core, whatever it is. I have the 8th gen. No, i7 8th gen. That's what it is. There we go. 16 gigs of RAMs. I said RAMs. What am I talking about? 16 gigs of RAM. 512 gigabytes of solid state drive. All right. This laptop seemed to have what I want. I had to do so much research to find out if it was just for me and my taste. And I want you to understand that I bought this laptop for video editing, not gaming. So therefore, if you're here and your question is, can I game on it? Stop it. You're on the wrong video. This is not the laptop you want to get for gaming. Now, if you're going to get an external GPU for this guy, then maybe. The Thunderbolt on the side allows that. Forgot what it's called, but it has the Thunderbolt. I've done the research on it. It is capable of running an external GPU from this computer. So if you get an external GPU, then yeah, this computer is decent. But out of the box, does it make sense to get this for gaming? No. Hope I save you some time. Don't want you to stay here with the rest of the people if you don't care about the rest of the video. So let's get to this laptop. So I got this laptop for video editing. All right. My biggest thing was going to be having a solid processor and a decent amount of space, even though I was going to fill up external hard drives anyways, because when you're a content creator, no matter how much size and space that you have, it'll never be enough. So therefore, space wasn't huge. Having a solid state drive is cool. The last laptop had a good solid state drive, but it was not fast. It was slow, and I don't understand what was going on, but solid state drives were supposed to be faster. Solid state drive on this guy is good. First off, I want to show you guys the screen. The screen is nice. In front of you, you have a 4K LED screen. Now, on camera, I don't think I can get it as accurate to show you how beautiful this thing is up close. It just doesn't do it justice through a camera. You'll have to take my word for it, but it is a good laptop in terms of the screen resolution. It looks nice. Now, the first thing, let me turn it back around for you real quick. First thing, when I got this laptop, I said, oh no. This little space right here, that is not my taskbar being set up like that. That is that's actually the part of the body, but it's not part of the screen. You see where that pops up at? That's where the screen starts. All of this is just wasted space, in my opinion. I personally feel like, I don't know why that's there, but what I can say is you get past it really, really fast, honestly speaking. It doesn't bother me. A lot of complaints that people have, I've seen in past models. Did they address the shift key and all that stuff? Now, I didn't have the previous models, but yes, they readjust the shift key based off of the research I did. So you have a shift key on the left side, you have a shift key on the right side so that you can use both and it doesn't disturb the flow of typing. The old model, from my understanding, only had one of the shift keys, which is so, oops, I just turned on the carrot. But it only had one. So you have one on your left and right side. So if you're someone who types the correct way and you use your home row and you don't type with the fingers, that's a plus for you. Also, it's it lights up the keyboard. It does have a light in it. So hit the FN, space. It has on, brighter. And while I have the light on, you may not be able to see that well. It does look good at night when you're typing. I've sat in the bed. I've done some editing with this thing. It's nice. Comes down to it, the design of it overall is beautiful. In the box comes a pen. Windows pen. This thing is solid, and I appreciate the fact that they included a pen in the box for this price, because what did I pay Sean, the $1,600 for this?
$1,599.99.
$1,599.99. So for $1,600, you better have a dang on pen, at least in this. You're not gonna just give me the laptop and call it a day for that much money when you're not Apple. Apple is known for robbing people, which is why I don't have that laptop anymore. this is not about Apple. Let me stick to the topic. One thing that bothered me is this pen is not rechargeable. Take watch, batteries, whatever, kind of weird. It is what it is. Also, there's nowhere to put this pen in the laptop. So they included this little piece of plastic. You can get these on Amazon. I looked them up already. They were like $2 or something like that to get it to your door, including shipping and all that stuff. So it's a little cheap plastic. You take this, you put it on there, and you plug it into your USB 3.0 jack. All right, so on the right side here, because that's a big thing that made me switch over here too. How could I forget that? You have a USB 3.0 jack. On this side, you have two USB Type-Cs, and you have a headphone jack. Thank God. People still believe in the headphone jack. So obviously it has more ports on here, which is why I moved from the MacBook Pro. Not trying to bash the MacBook Pro. If that's what you into, I'm not trying to bash it, but I need ports. I don't want a dongle. The most I want to carry around is one piece, and that's that. And the one piece is to connect maybe a SD card in my USB 3.0 slot. I put an SD card reader in it, and I read my SD cards, or I just attach my phone via USB Type-C, my V30, or if I'm using my camera, I attach my cord here. So I don't even need an SD card reader. My problem was everything isn't USB Type-C yet, so therefore, I still needed a dongle if I needed USB Type 3.0. So therefore, this made more sense for me. Now, everything isn't sunshine and rainbows with this thing. I do have my issues. One issue I had before the recent update, now a recent update kind of helped with it, so it happens less often, is when you would switch to tent mode, tablet mode, well this is tent mode, or tablet mode, sometimes it would automatically detect. And you can see there that it automatically detected. Cool with me. But it didn't at first. And sometimes before the last update, my screen would freak out. It would just blink black like crazy. And I don't know why, what was going on, what was the issue, but it was crazy. I was thinking about returning it, but the recent update, patch or whatever, fixed the issue. Also, one issue that cannot be fixed in an update. It has these downward blasting speakers. I'm not a fan of them just because simply most of the time, this is going to be on my lap, it's going to be sitting on a desk, and you can hear them. They aren't bad, and I'm going to play them for you in this video. But them just being blasting down, just something about that is stupid to me. I don't understand why muffle the sound of your speakers. If you have down speakers, they're going to always technically be muffled. You will never get the full capability of whatever you put in them. So first I'm going to play them for you out in the open. How does it sound without it? So let's see how this sounds without being muffled.
Now, grab your girls and tell them he gets you from me. Say, if you don't need a hitter for nothing, say, if you don't need a hitter for nothing, you don't need a hitter for nothing, you don't need a hitter for nothing, say,
Alright, now hold on. Let me pause it, go back apart. I don't want to play any further into the song. YouTube is striking all my videos. So let me go back and replay that same part over with the speakers down.
all my ladies in the club with their own money. Now, grab your girls and tell them he gets you from me. Say, if you don't need a hitter for nothing, say, if you don't need a hitter for nothing, you don't need a hitter for nothing, you don't need a hitter for nothing, say, you don't need a.
Alright, so with that being said, just from hearing it now, back to back outside of regular use, it does sound okay when it's sat down on top of the table. Now, I don't know how it sounds through the camera, but in person, what it sounds like is, for some weird reason, it's a little more crisp when it's laid down, but it's a little more loud when I pick it up. So they did a good job, even though it's blaring straight down, of making the sound bounce off of whatever surface is below it. So it's not a terrible speaker. I never said it was, but it could be better. I had a speaker in my last Asus. Is that what it was? Asus? All right, cool. I had an Asus laptop before, and the speaker that came in with it, the external one, was amazing. Doesn't compete with that, but it is good for whatever. This isn't a party machine. This, in my opinion, is a business machine. Nice 2-in-1. Cool. Now, if you're a person like me, everything you buy, you're trying to find comparisons. I'm always trying to see, is it worth it? Is it better? What's going on? Should I be spending my money on it? I have the iPad Pro, 12.9 inch, and I have a pencil here. Surface Pro. I love this touchpad though. It's kind of weird. I didn't like it at first, but it's kind of smooth. I have this pencil here. So in comparison, when you're going, all right, when it comes to Windows devices, Apple devices, does the pen, pencil, whatever you want to call it, does it compare on this screen? And I have to say yes. It's not bad. This detects pressure. And that was one of my issues with my last 2-in-1, the one that I tried to replace my MacBook with. It did not detect pressure. It was all one pressure level. It felt like you were trying to crack the screen. It was cheap plastic, but you can feel the glass on this thing. And I have to say that the screen, just being able to detect the pressure, the way that it flows and strokes across the screen, someone who draws pictures in their off time, I think it's a great, solid deal. Touchscreen works at all times. There we go. I'm doing this backwards, so it's hard to do. But you see how I grab that folder? It works. It's good. I often do this, and you don't have to worry about nothing, because most of the time the keys don't work. Actually, all the time they don't work. It just before the update, it was messed up. But the keys don't work. They don't bother you when you're in tablet mode. Take the pencil to it, double click it, open up an application, get to drawing. Oh, damn it. What did I just do? Also, one thing I like about this is when I'm drawing on it, if I accidentally lock it by hitting the side power button, the fingerprint scanner always works. So you can just reach over and hit the fingerprint scanner and unlock it. It always works at all times. That's the only thing that works on this side when it's in tablet mode. But it's nice. Nice and responsive. Wherever you put the pencil at is where it's going to work at. This is good. Gotta be honest, back to the negatives. This thing gets really, really hot. Don't know if it's my model or what's going on, but you'll hear the fans kick off the moment it gets hot, and this thing gets hot. I do not recommend using this thing in a bed. I recommend using it on top of a desk or on a table, because if you leave it on top of a bed, it's going to get extremely hot. And even with that, I still recommend you get a cooling pad with this thing. It needs one. I was trying to use it in a bed one day, and it was sitting on my chest. And it got so hot, it felt like it was burning me. No, I didn't have any damage to my skin, but it was uncomfortable hot. So to see a laptop get that hot is kind of weird and strange. My MacBook got really hot too. And I understand there's so much happening under the hood here in such a small place. So I recommend if you're going to get something like this, get a cooling pad. And it's not a knock, it is a knock on it, but I can't pretend that this didn't happen with my MacBook. It happened with my MacBook, and if you would get a new MacBook, I would tell you to do the same thing. Get a cooling pad, protect your parts inside of this thing. But overall, this is a beautiful, beautiful 2-in-1. You got your touch screen, you got your pencil, you have a nice build, extremely thin laptop, tablet. It doesn't break apart like the Surface does. Don't just pop off like this. It doesn't pop apart like that. So if you're somebody who wants to do that, then yeah, the Windows side might be for you. But to get the Windows Surface, the new one that compares to this one in specs, is really expensive. It's way more expensive. And I'm just not comfortable jumping into the 2,000 and change window. And one last thing I got to touch on before I leave is, like I said, I got this for video editing and just work in general, drawing pictures and stuff. And one thing I like about this thing is the rendering times. And I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit videos on this. And I gotta say, the rendering times are impressive. I have a PC sitting on the opposite side of this room with two 1080s, with a 7th gen processor. It's a beast PC, but to be honest, it's not way faster than this, which shows how good that they've optimized the equipment in here. I'm not pretending that this laptop is stronger than my computer sitting on the other side of the room, but you see a video that maybe that computer would take 20 minutes to do, and this would maybe take 25 to do, 26 to do. It's impressive. So you have a nice editing machine on the go. It doesn't take long. You have all your ports that you need, a beautiful design, a few small problems ranging from the heat and the bugs when you first open out the box. Please update this the moment you get it. Do all your Windows updates, or you're going to hate this thing from the bottom of your soul. So give it a chance, update it, and I hope I helped you, because there's not a lot of videos for this thing. And it's also not a lot of accessories for this thing too. But I think the 910, the Yoga 910's accessories fit this device. But if I helped you, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I love doing videos like this. And I appreciate if you guys, show some love back. So thank you. Hopefully you go copy a Yoga 920 if you about that life. Oh, how did I forget this? So a lot of people ain't talking about this. How did I forget this? A lot of people are not talking about this mouse, and I was trying to find videos in this mouse, and it was ridiculous. Like, why is this so hard to find? This is a yoga Lenovo. It's a yoga mouse. All right, yoga mouse, and it's a solid mouse. This mouse is pretty cool. Hold on. I can't believe I forgot this. See, I be messing up. So with this mouse controls your media player on one side, and it's a mouse on the other side. So the way you do it, when you have it flat and flush like this, it's a media player. So I hit play. Volume. You can hold it. You don't have to keep tapping it. You can hold it. I suck at this. Did I press the pause button? Oh, there we go. But you can adjust the volume. You can do all that. I'll put the camera right here. There's this. Where's the camera? Volume down. Volume up. I think it's solid. Pause it, flip it, turn to a mouse. I can do it all with one hand. I think you need some hand space to do this. Hand size to do this, but it's solid nonetheless. So to be able to use the mouse, and the mouse isn't the most comfortable thing, but it's not bad. I find it more comfortable to rest my palm on the table and just move it with my fingers. It makes it a lot better for me. So this mouse, solid. Mouse, flip it over, control your music, and then you can also use it like to control PowerPoints and all type of crazy stuff. But I want to go over this real quick because nobody talking about this, and this mouse is great. It does not come in a box. You got to purchase it separate, and it's how much?
I don't know.
Okay, I think it was like 60 bucks or something like that, and I got it on Amazon for 30. I think it's 60 bucks. But it's a solid mouse nonetheless. Does so much for 60 bucks when mice are not doing enough. They're not doing as much as this. I can't say enough. They're not doing as much as this for this price. So, hope you liked the video. I faked you out and thought the video was ending, but it did not end, but it is over for real this time. So thank you for your time. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.